GBT Clack, man, I'm back. Another trending video, man. Reactions TV. Man, I ain't even gonna lie, man. When I first even clicked on this on Netflix, I ain't even go cap. I wasn't even rocking with it at first. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But I love basketball. Anything about basketball, I'm clicking. So everybody know how that is, man. When you gotta, you know what I'm saying? When you like something, then you clicking on something that's talking about that shit you like. You feel me? It's like, you get into this motherfucker, though.
If Kuroko no Basket characters were NBA players, who would they be? Kuroko no Basket, in my opinion, is one of the best basketball animes out right now. It has a variety of players you could pick and choose to compare to NBA players. While watching the show, you can see that most of the players in the show are based off players who played or play in the NBA. In this video, we're going to be comparing Kuroko no Basket characters to their NBA counterparts. Starting off with Kuroko. Kuroko is known for being one of the point guards on the Generation of Miracles. He's a reserved character who literally has no presence on the floor. What makes Kuroko so good is his ability to strictly just playmake for his team. Kuroko doesn't really have many other skills other than being an insane passer. He's a player that knows his role on the team and does his best to involve everyone on the court. He's sort of like a Robin to any Batman. His skill set consists of misdirecting passes. That's why if Kuroko was an NBA player, he would be none other than both John Stockton and Jason Williams. Much like Kuroko, John Stockton wasn't built to serve as a team's number one option, but instead a really good side cast. John Stockton's game wasn't really focused on scoring, but instead setting his teammates up. Both these guys' teams were extremely dependent on their ability to playmate. Kuroko fits Jason Williams purely based off skill. Both these guys were able to pull off some insane passes, including the most notable elbow pass. That's why I feel like this comparison works so well.
I
Next
feel
up,
like,
we have Murasaki
I
Bara.
feel like, I
Murasaki
feel like he could have put. I feel like he could have put. Who would I say? I feel like he could have put Pete in there. Pete was a scorer too, though, but I think Pete was more known for his passes and his ability to play make, so I feel like that should have been his first go to, but I ain't gonna knock him with that, you know what I'm saying? Pistol Pete, I feel like he should have been, the go to for but John Stockton and Jason Williams ain't far off either, by the way. I felt like he could have put Steve Nash on in there too though, by the way. Um who else, man? So it was a couple players he could have put with that. Paxson. Paxson was a shooter, but Paxson also he can get a player open, man. Yeah. Murray Sakabara.
Ibarra serves as the center to the Generation of Miracles. He's stated to listen to no one but Akashi. Murasaki Ibarra is known for being clumsy and barely taking anything serious. But despite these traits, he still displays massive amounts of skill. Murasaki Ibarra is a player who has a large, big frame. This allowed him to literally outmuscle anyone he was up against. One of the main reasons why he was lazy and didn't try was due to the fact that if he went too hard, he would end up hurting someone. Murasaki Bara was listed to be the best naturally talented player among the Generation of Miracles. His skill set was mainly playing lockdown defense and basically dunking over almost anything. With that being said, if Murasaki Bara was an NBA player, he will be none other than both Shaquille O'Neal and Will Chamberlain. Both Shaq and Wilt were known for being able to physically dominate almost any opponent they faced. The comparison to Shaq works mainly due to their play style and personality. If we're talking about natural talent, Shaq is easily one of the best naturally talented players in NBA
I'm gonna
history.
I'm gonna
At the
give him
peak of
that one.
Shaq's career, it was
I
said
agree
that
with him
Shaq
on
was
that.
lazy and
I'm
didn't really
probably
work
gonna
on
put
his
Shaq.
game, much like Murasaki
I'm
Bara.
probably
But
gonna
both of
put
them were
Shaq
still
down
able to
there
destroy
too,
their
though.
competition despite their laziness and the lack of ability to take anything serious. Also, one of Murasaki Bara's signature moves is Thor's hammer, which looks exactly like how Shaq
Mm-hmm.
dunks the ball. The comparison to Wilt works just based off the fact that how ridiculously strong they both are. Also, their play style in terms of defense and rebounding are pretty much the same. Murasaki Bar was extremely skilled at
True.
rebounding the ball, that he was able to grab a board with only one hand. The last thing that makes these guys similar is they both were able to put up 100 points in the game. That's why I feel like this comparison works so well. Next up, we have Ryota Kize. Kize served as a small forward to the generation of miracles. He was a player known for being able to mimic and copy any move. Kize is a player that only shows respect to those he views as skillful. Off the court, he's an easygoing person, but on the court, he's a different
Yeah.
beast. He's extremely competitive and doesn't like the feeling of losing. Kize rarely passes the ball just due to his
That's
insane
true.
ability to be able to score by
Yeah.
himself. That's why, if Kize was an NBA player, he would be
Kobe
none other
Bryant.
than Kobe Bryant. One thing that makes this comparison work is that both
I
Kobe
figured he
and
was gonna
Kize are
say
known for their
Kobe. I ain't
ability
even
to
gonna
mimic
cap.
anyone's move. Kobe is known for being a literal carbon copy of Michael Jordan due to them having similar moves. This comparison also works because both Kobe and Kize hated the taste of taking a loss. Both of them hated losing, so it led them to.
I'm gonna go ahead and say something too. I would have put Larry Bird in on that right there, cause like I said, Larry Bird was off the court. Larry Bird was just the nicest guy, but on the court, you was not getting no W on Larry Bird. Period. Period. And he can do whatever you doing. Take to the basket, pull it up from the three, pull it up from the two, whatever.
Naturally not rely on their teammates to score. Kobe and Kize were both players who didn't share the ball much. That's why I feel like this comparison works so
That's true
well.
though.
Next up, we have
People be
Shintaro
capping though.
Midorima. Midorima served as a shooting guard to the generation of miracles. He was a reserved character who loved to follow superstitions and horoscope. But the one thing that made Midorima one of the most unstoppable players in Kuroko no Basket was his insane
Yeah.
shooting ability. Midorima could literally pull from anywhere on the court and sink the shot. Whether it was a half-court shot or even a full-court shot, this man was going to sink it. His skill at shooting was insanely good due to how fast he could catch and release the ball. He was so confident that he was going to make the shot that he would often walk away before the shot even went in. That's why, if Midorima was an NBA player, he'll be none other than Steph Curry and Larry Bird. As we all know,
But,
Steph Curry and Larry Bird is easily one of the two best shooters in
yeah,
NBA history. This comparison works so well purely just based off the
yeah.
skill of Midorima. Midorima shooting the ball from literally anywhere on the court can easily be compared to how far Steph Curry can shoot the rock. Midorima and Curry are both known for looking away before the shot even goes in. Midorima also compares to Larry Bird just based off his trash talking ability. Both of them were also extremely good catch and shoot guys. That's why I feel like this comparison works
I
so
can go
well.
ahead, but he could have put Larry
Next up, we have Daiki
with Kingston
Omine.
too.
He's a character who was considered to be one of the best players among the generation of miracles. Omine in the show quite literally outclassed everyone
Amine
on
was
the
the
court.
best
His
player.
personality was based off the fact that he couldn't find anyone who matched his skills on the court. In the show, he's shown to completely diminish his opponent's will to play basketball due to how intimidating and good he was. His character was able to go into something called the zone. The zone is basically when you lock into a state where you're
Yeah.
unconsciously unstoppable. Omine's playstyle consists of making the most ridiculous shots ever. He used his physical attributes and speed to dominate his opponents as well. Overall, he was a complete beast on both ends of the floor. One last thing I want to point out, Omine was a player notably known for skipping practice, due to the fact that he was simply just better than everyone else. That's why, if Omine was an NBA player, he would be none other than Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson is a player who completely took over games due to his insane offensive ability. Just like Omine, Allen Iverson was able to make some crazy shots. Skill-wise, Omine and Allen Iverson both used their speed to their advantage. Much like how Omine was able to enter the zone, Allen Iverson was also known as a player who was completely unstoppable when hot. The last thing that makes this comparison work is that both Omine and Allen Iverson had tendencies to skip practice. They both felt like there was no need to show up due to them already having immense amounts of skill and then still being able to perform well through the game. That's why I feel like this comparison works so well. Next up, we have Akashi. Akashi serves as a Generation of Miracles point guard and team captain. In the show, Akashi has an intimidating and condescending personality. Akashi hated losing and believed that if you lose, your life is completely meaningless. Akashi demanded absolute respect from everyone around him. Although Akashi respected his teammates, he was absolutely insane and didn't respond well to people not listening to him. Akashi also possessed many abilities. His Emperor's Eye allowed him to basically read all of his opponent's moves, which allows him to make perfect reads and passes. Akashi's handles were so elite that every time he performed his special ankle break dribble, his opponents fell to the floor. That's why, if Akashi was an NBA player, it will be none other than Chris Paul. Chris Paul
What?
is one of the most
Okay.
respected players in the NBA. He was able to
Okay.
gain his respect due to his skill and
Okay.
his
That's
good
my favorite
leadership.
player, though. I
Another
wouldn't
thing that
even
makes
thought he
this
was gonna
comparison
put
work
him
so
down right
well
there. I
is
thought
their
he was gonna
skill. Just like
give
Kakashi
him
can read his
somebody like
opponent's
Jamal
moves and make
Crawford.
smart
Man, I
plays,
ain't gonna
Chris
lie.
Paul is known for making insane
Okay.
reads on both ends of the floor. They both have extremely good IQ. That's why I feel like this comparison works so well. If you like these type of videos, please like and subscribe. If you have any other comparison suggestions, feel free to comment down below. Follow my TikTok and IG for more anime and basketball content. Thank y'all for watching.
That was a really good comparison. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. That was a good comparison especially at the end, the ending. Kashi to beat Chris Paul, man. I ain't think he was gonna get him that. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is wow. I'm gonna do my own comparison video though, man. So that's gonna be the part two to this video, man. I'm gonna give y'all you know what I'm saying, my my comparison. Who I think will be who, man. Do that way, man. We'll do it like that. But dang, Kashi, Chris Paul, I can see that. I can see that. I don't know. I would have kind of gave him, gave Chris Paul with Kuroko too. I ain't even gonna lie, cause Paul pretty much like crazy with it though. But yeah, man, you could have put a couple players with that man though. Kashi, he was a beast. Yeah, no lie. When I first seen this junk, I was like, man, I don't want to watch this. But as I watched it though, I really felt like I was like, I ain't even gonna cap. I felt like I can jump like them niggas. Be real. I had a couple dreams I was Kuroko and them niggas, man. I ain't even gonna lie. Shit. So off that ganja, you hear me? Real shit. You know what I'm saying? I said, man, stay tuned to part two of this video, man. Be dropping it soon. Let me know how y'all like this video. Hit that like button, subscribe button.